All right, thank you YouTube for joining me again, once again. And what I have here is, well, this is a shout, kind of a shout out to someone I don't know. I guess I got a little bee crush on that Bees and Bikini uh, channel over there. But she went rendering wax and got through with a bunch of propolis, and I kind of gave her a tip, but I really didn't explain how exactly I do it. This is how I do it. I got this. I got this melting wax today, and I have this just a little bit, just for a little tutorial. But I've got this right here is hardware cloth, and I've got it folded over. I don't know if you can see that, doubled over, so that the holes are smaller than a 1/4 inch. Not much, but I didn't have 1/8 inch. But this is gonna catch the cocoons, right? Okay, and I got this old T-shirt. It's old. Well, it's a thermal shirt that I bought, and it said medium. Or no, I'm sorry. It said extra large, but then when I opened it, it was extra large kids. So I tried to give it away, and the kid didn't want it, so I kept it. I sliced it up. It took all out of me because I'm really cheap. I mean, as far as, yeah, I don't like to waste money. But so this right here, I'm gonna keep this over and over and use it over and over again. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's propolis already in there from the last time I melted wax. And this is a way to double filter it in one step, so you don't have to keep remelting it. Okay, so this is what I do. I got my little crock pot. I've had that going all night. I got a little bit of water in here in case I spill. Do not do this in your wife or your mom's kitchen. Bad news, bad news. But I got a little bit of water in here just in case if things get a little crazy and they splash a little, I'll still be able to recover the wax. It won't spill on the sidewalk, driveway, kitchen floor, kitchen table, anything like that. So I got this little crock pot back here that you can see, and that's got hot wax and caps and just all kinds of nasty sludge and slum gum and all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to pre-filter it with this one, and then it's going to go through the cloth, and inside there's nothing in that little container. But I'll show you how I do it. This is basically how I do it. And some will spill over. It's not perfect, but this works for me. This works for me. And I left this little piece sticking out so I have a handle in case it gets hot. But I take this stuff. It's really slimed up real good. Safety first, everybody. It's a little bit warm. But yeah, I just pour it right through the screen into the other screen. Oh, it's not that hot. I thought it was going to be much worse. But yeah, you can hear it already draining into the thing, into the container. But this is the slow work. But yeah, the slum gum goes out on top. I don't think I dropped any yet. You can see it. You can hear it dripping into the container. And there's not really much you can do with the extra slum gum. So what I like to do also is just kind of shake it off. Get as much of that wax out of there as I can. You can see it dripping off a little bit. It goes into that T-shirt. You know, I don't like to waste anything, but sometimes there's no choice. But this stuff here, this is called slum gum. You could take that and you could build, you could roll it up in newspapers, or, you know, you just be creative with it. But you could roll it up in newspaper or start campfires with it, or feed it to your chickens. I think they eat that stuff. You could throw it in your compost pile, or if you're the kind of person that traps bees in bee traps, you could set some of this, like a little wad of it, and throw it in your bee trap, and it will attract scouts. They'll be looking for something like that. That's this right here has a smell to it, and you don't want to get your wax too hot. Now, if you get your wax too hot, it's not going to work right. It's going to be, trust me, it'll be a mess. It'll be ugly and yellow and nasty. But you kind of got to work fast with this stuff. Okay, that's about that for that. Put that. I got a little bucket I have just for this stuff. All right, there we go. And you can see the wax melted the old wax that was on there. So here we go, round 2. Nope, I did spill a little bit that time. Came out really fast. But it landed in the water, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, the slum gum is going to stay behind, and all the wax is going to drip right out of it into the cloth. And as the cloth slowly drains, oh, we got a bee friend already. Hello, bee friend. Yep, they could smell this. I brought it up. It was in the basement. I don't want nobody to, you know. So I opened the window and put it next to the window. And sometimes you got to be creative, so you don't get in trouble. But yeah, any little bit of wax that's left over, it'll stop dripping in a second. That's fine. A little bit can stay in there because I'm going to use it for other stuff anyways. I'm going to actually use this to start the wood stove or the fireplace or even a campfire. This is called slum gum. That goes in the bucket. And we got just a little bit left. And like I said, I don't like to waste anything. So there we go, empty pot. Back in the kettle. This right here goes here. And then this, I like to say I'm neat about it. But sometimes I'm a little clumsy, and I'm okay with that too. It's just me. And this stuff here, it's trapping all the propolis. And the water and everything else like that is in the wax. And this gets better as time goes by. It filters better. The more stuff that's trapped in here, the little bee legs and the little tiny stuff that made it through there is actually filtering more. Yeah, that's good. It's bright yellow. Look at that. It's warm. It's pretty warm to the touch. But yeah, this is just how I do it on the smaller little operations. And hardly any propolis is going to get through here. But, yep, hardly any. And I don't have to scrub this or clean it or remelt it or anything. Just the one melt works for me. I mean, it's going to be different for other people. And, yeah, anything that spilled over, little tiny little bits, they can get thrown right back in there. Because that just spilled off the rag. Like I said, I'm cheap. Yep. And then, you know, you squeeze this out or just let it drip. Oh, that's hot. That is hot. Whoa, is that hot. But what you end up with, I can hang it over the handle and let it drip the rest of the way out. What you end up with is, I got this off my fingers, is nice, well melted wax. Now, from there, this bright, see how bright that is? It didn't get overheated. It'll turn like a brown nasty color. So what I'm going to do with this is put it back in the pot. That is still running, still dripping. Is that gorgeous or what? The smell, you can't smell this, but oh my gosh. This is my favorite part, is the smell, believe it or not. It smells natural and earthy, you know. It has an earthy smell to it. It's sweet and kind of smoky at the same time. The reason for that is because we put smoke in the hives. There's a residual amount of smoke that's inside the hives. But yeah, as this stuff gets warm, the old wax that was on it, it loosens up. So I'm going to reuse this even one more time. And there will be a wad, I don't know, about the size of a golf ball, of propolis and all kinds. Look how bright that is. Is that awesome or what? Just the first run. First run, you got bright yellow wax. And the first run is all you need, really. But I'm going to run this one more time. I'm going to melt it one more time just to make it part of the other block that I just threw back in the pot. I'm going to melt them together. That way you only have one layer. If anything, it'll be like a little slight, gray color. And when you pull it out, you just rub it and it comes right off. But yeah, this is the process I do. I use. See, I can still squeeze a lot of that out of there. Don't try that at home, kids, because that is very warm. My hands are calloused up from 35 years worth of hard labor. Not in a jail or anything. I mean, I had a few close calls, but oh, all right. Now what's left in here? What's left inside of here is a little bit of wax, but look at all that it trapped. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how well my camera's doing, but this is all little tiny bee legs and just the nasty stuff that didn't make it through into the final product. And I'll hang on to that, scrape it out later, and then do a similar thing. But what I end up with is a bunch of wax. Now, I made a video earlier of where this wax came from. What I'm gonna do is pour it right into this crock pot, right back in, because there's still water in here. The water will go to the bottom, and the wax will go to the top. I hope that wasn't an accident. I'm at that age where you can't trust a fart, you guys. And look at, you could actually see the color of it. There's a little bit of gum here on the side here. That in the bucket. A little bit of slum gum right here on the side. But look at the color of that when it dries. Can you see that, anybody? Can you see that? That is the most beautiful thing I could ask for. Right there, pure wax. It might need to be filtered through a new rag similar to this one more time, but to get it perfect. But that's good enough for what I want to do right now. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for staying this long if you have. Remember to subscribe, like, share if you think it was informative or useful to somebody else. And a shout out to Bees&Bikinis. That chick's awesome. Very sweet girl out of Canada. Yeah. And she literally beekeeps in a bikini. And it's awesome because she gets stung up. So you don't have to. And I get stung up, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, everyone.